Hey everyone, welcome in to another daily editorial here on the KE Report. I'm getting an update from Novo Resources, traded on the TSX under the symbol NVO and on the OTCQX under the symbol NSRPF. I am chatting with Mike Spreadborough, Executive Co-Chairman and Acting CEO. Now, Mike, we're following up on the most recent news release, which came out October 16th, the drill results from Nunyerry North. The start of these drill results, 6 holes were released in total, and it looks like all these holes intersected some gold mineralization. Now, one thing to note is that these are very shallow holes. It's really first pass drilling that you're doing here at Nunyerry North. Mike, just give us at least your insights early on for these 6 holes. What's important to you? What did your team take away from these?
Yeah, great to catch up again, Corey. So if your listeners remember, this is a follow-up of a very large surface soil and rock chip anomalies where we saw up to an ounce, and that was extension over 1.5 kilometres in 2 different zones. So this first program, which we've now completed of 2,500 metres, or roughly 2,500 metres, was really focused on the central portion, shallow holes, because we can use drill rigs that don't set us back with too much money. But the real context was to try to get the first pass geological understanding of what is the system that we're looking for. 1.5 kilometres is quite a large system. We're trying to understand the geology before we kind of come back early next year and really look for deeper holes and extending the drill program. So we need to understand a bit more of the system before we put more money into the ground.
Now, just remind everybody, these 6 holes, how deep were they drilled, and what's the approximate strike length that they tested?
Yeah, so all up, the results that we've put out recently, and everyone will get to see the full results of the program around about early November, but the 6 holes is kind of part of a 24-hole program, so it's a very small portion. It really focused on, again, on the central portion, the shallow holes, less than 100 metres in depth. They're there as we call it fence lines. So you drill a section and drill 3 or 4 holes along the section so the geologist can join the dots. And people will see those sections once they've all completed in November. So it is really reconnaissance, first pass drilling. We're actually really pleased with the results because we've seen continuous gold mineralisation, whilst at the moment tenure is a bit lower than what we'd like, but we're seeing geologically continuation of mineralisation from one hole to another. So that gives you, some expectation that as you drill more holes, the system might hang together. More drilling required.
So, Mike, when we do look at these results, we're seeing widths anywhere from 1 meter up to 13 meters and grades mostly around 1 gram per ton gold. Some lower, one higher that came in at over 4.5 grams per ton gold. What is the takeaway here? Simply that this warrants follow-up, maybe even deeper holes to see how big the system could be?
Yeah, very much so, Corey. As I said, given that we're able to join the mineralisation from one hole to another hole on a section, it really does give us a focus on what the next program could look at. We need to get all of the whole program that we've just done completed and the results and analysed. But it does show to us that there is a system there. It looks like it's hanging together. It gives us a real premise to drill deeper holes to see if the grade profile changes at depth, because these are very shallow holes. So there's enough encouragement for us to do some drilling probably about March next year at the end of cyclone season in the Pilbara and see if we can really understand this system.
So is that when you go deeper? Next round of drilling?
Yeah, we will definitely drill some deeper holes in the program, let's say March next year. Those program will have 2 kind of aims. One will be to continue the strike extension and understanding what's happening there. We know that we're now coming across some shear zones, and the shear zones are containing mineralisation, so we'll want to understand that, and we'll definitely want to drill some deeper holes. So we'll probably end up doing a combination of RC drilling and diamond drilling in the next program.
Now, as we mentioned, look, this is only 6 holes. The total program was increased from just over 2,000 meters to 2,300 meters, and you already had 24 holes in just in those about 2,000 meters early on. So there's still a lot of results to come. I guess circling back to what you said, in these future results, should we all just be looking to see that almost continuous mineralization that you are tying together this whole area?
Yes, people will see the full results. You'll also see, importantly, us publish some sections along the fence lines that we've drilled, and that then will show, even if they're narrow zones of mineralisation, will show that continuous nature of the mineralisation, plunging the depth, and that's what we're excited about. We haven't touched very much of this system, which from the surface expression is very big. So it's very, very early days.
Okay, you are right. This is still very early days. Are there any other projects that investors would know about that you're using as at least this early stage analog?
Oh, that's a good question. Look, it's just part of that story of building a picture of what the geology looks like. It's just part of that pathway that you always have in trying to understand what the geology is doing, what the mineralization is doing, what the rock types are doing, and how you pull that together. So we are encouraged by what we've seen. Definitely, the drilling has verified the need to do the work that we've done, and now from what we've seen will definitely support us doing a further program starting in March next year.
Okay, so we'll get these results. I'll follow up with you, and then another program in March of next year. Company is also about to start up another drill program at the Belltopper project in Victoria, Australia. This is a 2,200 meter program. What should we look forward to around this Belltopper program?
We're very excited by the Belltopper program. So it'll start in November. We're going to do, as you said, 2,200 metres of diamond drilling. And if people recall, Belltopper is about 50 kilometres south of the large high-grade Fosterville mine. So all of this year, the team have done a lot of work on geophysics, surface mapping. We've reanalysed all the drilling that's been done on this program. We've also built a 3D model of all of the mining that happened, 100 years ago. So we've got a really good picture of the geology and understand the place much better than we ever had. So this program is really exciting for us. We look forward to seeing the results. The holes are across the tenement, targeting particular zones that the geologists think are prospective for gold. So it really is the next stage of Belltopper, and we're pretty excited by this work.
Now, are these also going to be shallow holes, much like the drilling at Nunyerry North?
With diamond, some of these holes will push beyond, 150 metres, most definitely, because we're really looking for the core and be able to, map that core and look not only at mineralisation, but the structures and also the rock types.
Okay, now let's also talk about another drill program, one run by De Grey Mining. This is at the Egina JV area, more specifically at that Beecher target or project. De Grey has a 39,000 meter program planned. Any idea when we're going to see any of these results or what we should be focused on for these early on results?
Well, we hope to see results in about 6 weeks. So this program by De Grey kicked off in September. So just a reminder, the Becher is a very large system that has got a similar signature in geochemistry to De Grey's Big Hemi project, which is over 10 million ounces. And De Grey and us have got together on a joint venture. De Grey need to spend $25 million within 4 years to earn 50%. So it's a really positive story for all of our shareholders. It gives us upside and gives us access to De Grey's knowledge of that Big Hemi system. So they've started in September. They hope to do around that 39,000 metres of drilling this year. Might be a little bit difficult depending on weather. So we really do hope to see results sometime in the back end of November. We should see the first lot of results, and we're really looking forwards to those results. De Grey are essentially continuing the good work that the Novo exploration team did on discovering the Becher system. So it will be exciting for all of us.
Now, I do always have to ask, in terms of budget for all these programs and cash in the bank, where approximately does the company stand?
So since the last time we talked, Corey, we have completed the ASX listing, so we're now firmly on another exchange, ASX, and the code is NVO, so that's very great that it's the same as the TSX. So in that listing, we raised $7.5 million Australian. Around about 10% of our share register is now trading on the ASX, which is really good. So with all of that funding, we're sitting here with around about $20 million Australian in the bank. As we put in the prospectus for the ASX listing, that will allow us to prosecute our exploration program through to the middle of next year. So that's really exciting. And we still have that good investment pool of unlisted investments of around about 25 million Australian, whatever that works in Canadian. So we are in a very good financial position. We've got good liquidity coming through the share market. Gold price is up. Great exploration program. Novo is really pushing ahead very well, I think, at the moment.
All right. Well, Mike, thank you for the update. 3 drill programs pretty much underway. I know one is underway, one's about to start, and the De Grey one has been underway for about a month now. So I'll follow up on the back of any drill results. Please keep us up to date on all the future news, and if anybody has any follow-up questions on these results or any of the other drill programs, please email me, and I'll get Mike to address those. Mike, thank you very much for this update. I'll follow up on the back of some more news.
Thanks very much, Corey.